Okay, every once in a while, a fight announcement drops that doesn't just make waves, it causes an earthquake in the sports world. And folks, that is exactly what we have here. We're talking about two of the absolute biggest names in MMA history stepping back into the cage for a showdown that fans have only been dreaming of, until now.
And look, we're not just talking about great competitors here. No, these are the architects. These two women literally built the foundation of women's MMA from the ground up. They smashed through every barrier, headlined massive events, and became household names when so many people said it just couldn't be done.
And now, after all these years away from the very sport they helped define, they are coming back for one more history-making fight. You have to understand, this isn't just another bout, this is a legacy event.
And don't just take my word for it. Ronda Rousey's own words really show you how personal this whole thing is. This wasn't a matchup just thrown together by a promoter. I mean, it was willed into existence through years of obstacles. It's a testament to just how much both of them really wanted this to happen.
So let's really unpack why this announcement basically broke the internet. This is so much more than a comeback. It's what the fight world calls a super fight in the truest sense of the word. So what actually makes something a super fight? Well, it's when you bring together these larger-than-life, generational stars for a matchup that fans have pretty much only argued about in forums. And Rousey and Carano, they are the absolute definition of this. Two icons from slightly different times in MMA, finally about to collide. Okay, so how do these two titans actually stack up against each other when you put them on paper? Let's take a look at the tail of the tape, because the numbers here tell a pretty fascinating story. The contrast here is just, wow, it's striking. You've got the younger Rousey at 39 with an incredible 12-2 record that was built on her world-class judo. Then there's Gina Carano, who's 43, with a 7-1 record that was built on her devastating Muay Thai. I mean, everything from their age to their fighting style is a polar opposite. Their legacies, while they're both massive, took completely different roads. Carano was the sport's first real crossover star. She became the face of women's MMA. Then Rousey came along, grabbed that torch, and just shattered every glass ceiling imaginable, becoming the UFC's first ever women's champion and a global pay-per-view superstar. Now, this is where it gets a little bit wild. The timeline here is staggering. Carano hasn't fought since 2009. Rousey's last fight was in 2016. If you do the math, that's a combined layoff of over 2 decades. The amount of potential ring rust is this huge unknown. And you know what? That just adds to the drama. And all of this brings us right to the core of the fight itself. This is the matchup that every fight fan loves to see. A pure high-level striker in Gina Carano against one of the most dominant grapplers the sport has ever seen in Ronda Rousey. So this brings us to the multi-million-dollar question, right? Who actually has the edge here? The experts are already weighing in pretty heavily, and their opinions seem to be pointing in one very clear direction. The former UFC champion Matt Serra, well, he's not mincing words. He believes if Ronda gets this fight to her world, which is the ground, it is going to be a very short night for Carano. He's specifically predicting that signature armbar finish, and he thinks it's going to happen in the very first round. And you know what? The betting markets are in total agreement. Rousey is the heavy favorite. At odds of 1.22, you'd have to bet $100 just to win 22. Carano, on the other hand, she's the clear underdog at 4.5, which means a $100 bet on her could get you $450 back. The money is overwhelmingly on Rousey's grappling to be the difference maker. But while all eyes are on Rousey and Carano, you have to know that this card is absolutely stacked. As if the main event wasn't big enough, the co-main features the return of arguably the most feared power puncher on the entire planet. After taking on the biggest names in heavyweight boxing and capturing the world's attention, one of MMA's most dominant champions is finally coming back to his roots. That's right, Francis Ngannou, the man who walked away from the UFC as its reigning heavyweight champion, is officially back in MMA. His presence alone makes this card an unmissable 2-part blockbuster. I mean, think about his journey for a second. He bet on himself, left the UFC with the title, signed a massive deal with PFL, and then stepped into the boxing ring with giants like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. So his return to MMA isn't just another fight. It's a huge moment for the entire heavyweight division. But really, this event represents something much bigger than just the fights themselves. This is about a new, powerful player entering the combat sports arena and making a huge statement. And, maybe not so surprisingly, Ronda Rousey is leading the charge. And she is not just promoting her fight,
She's taking direct aim at her former employer, the UFC. With this single tweet, she contrasted her stacked Netflix card with a UFC event, and just like that, ignited a public battle between the old guard and the new challenger.
And make no mistake about it, Netflix has the power to shake things up. Their last major boxing event pulled in a staggering 125 million viewers. 125 million! That's the kind of global audience that can change the entire landscape of MMA, like overnight.
So Netflix's playbook here, it's both simple and just devastatingly effective. Step 1, you partner with a disruptive promoter. Step 2, you go out and sign these transcendent, legendary names. And step 3, you broadcast it live to a massive global audience that's already paying for your subscription. It's a model that is designed to completely upend the traditional pay-per-view system. So, we're left with this one big question. With two pioneers returning for a dream fight, a heavyweight knockout king on the same card, and a streaming giant putting all its weight behind it, we could be looking at a pivotal moment. This isn't just one night of fights, it might just be the first shot in a war that will redefine the future of mixed martial arts.